Okay, we are recording. Hello, everybody. It's Sarah Reuter with Elevate Travel Company, and I have here with me today two outstanding women. They're going to be your retreat leaders for the High Vibe Tribe Retreat that's happening next August in Costa Rica. And before we get into a little more detail and before you formally meet Amy and Des, I just kind of want to paint a picture for you and just kind of go in your head about, think about when you're out and about, even out with friends at a restaurant or in a business setting. If you're at a networking event, maybe you hear an awesome keynote speaker and you just start to kind of notice something about these people. You start to kind of feel this little magnetic pull, or maybe you start to really get intentional about listening a little bit closer about what they're saying, or you watch more intently on how they're using their body language, and you just feel this urge to go up and meet them and be near them and be around them. That, my friends, is what you call this high vibe, okay? So I can't tell you how many times I've heard Amy speak, even here recently, where I have wanted to just go right up to her and give her a big hug and say, oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for inspiring me, for motivating me. And just being around Des and Amy, just being in their presence raises your vibe organically and naturally. That's just what they do. And they're going to tell you a little bit more about who they are and what they do. But I can't imagine what this retreat's going to be like while you're in Costa Rica and in this blue zone, this beautiful place on the planet, at the Blue Spirit Retreat Center in Nosara, Costa Rica. So without further ado, Amy Woodall, Desiree Garcia, we'll start with you, Amy. Introduce yourself, please. Tell us a little bit about your background and what lights you up.
Yeah, so thank you. I think you did a great job of describing like the high vibe thing. It really is somebody that you're like, man, there is just something about them that's like you just gravitate towards. They have a sense of abundance about them, right? So Amy Woodall, I do a lot of corporate training and speaking for a living and get to work with people about performance, right? So my own sort of journey is that as a natural high achiever, which people watching this might understand that they're like, yes, I love achievement. As a natural high achiever, I remember kind of having this moment where I was like, but eventually, am I going to be happy with this achievement? Like, is there going to be like, I finally hit it, or am I just constantly going to be reaching for the next one? And just by luck and by meeting the right people, I was able to stumble upon, meditation and really see the difference that it's made for me in my own life and coming to center. I'm a working mom. I travel a lot, and it really has become my sense of sanity. And so I have a lot of passion of being able to bring that not only into the corporate world, but really that's what got Des and I talking about partnering up and providing such an incredible opportunity for my like-minded women to experience something that's really like a bucket list trip, a once in a lifetime trip, but then also helping people get in touch with that. Like, how do we get in touch with a deeper sense of self? Because all of this accomplishment is great, but at some point in time, it just doesn't feel quite enough. So I'm excited to help women get to that quite enough space.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. And Des, how about you? Tell us a little bit about your background. I know you work a lot in the corporate world as well, and have a lot of unique gifts that you bring to the table. You're a yoga teacher as well, correct?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to echo what Amy said about your description. I'm like, sign me up. And to your point about Amy, I mean, I feel really blessed to have a lot of high vibe women around me. And from day one, meeting Amy, she just inspired me by just who she is and how she, moves about the planet. So I'm super excited to collaborate with her on this retreat. Just a little bit of background. I spent some time in corporate America before I started my coaching, leadership development, and experience-based team building business, Vida Aventura. And it was really in having an experience in a leadership development course that inspired me to start that business. I think we all know the impact that pivotal experiences can have on the choices that we make and the direction that we go in our lives. And I'm really grateful for having gone through what seemed like a simple experience, but it caused me to make some big decisions about leaving corporate America and starting my business. And since then have followed a kind of a journey of pivotal moments. Like the first time I stepped on a yoga mat, which was probably 15 years before I took yoga certification, but feeling my feet on the mat, I was like, I could see myself teaching this one day. And I just kind of put that in the back of my mind. And, 15 years later, I'm doing yoga certification. Same thing about getting certified in meditation. Same thing in terms of coming across a lot of different teachers and experiences and amazing people and learning from them and adopting some practices that have made such a profound experience in my life. So following all those yeses, it seems like a natural progression to be at this point with you, with Amy, and to offer a retreat in the Blue Zone in Costa Rica, which fits so well with the type of experience that we want to create for the women who will come. And it's in that it will be far from a simple experience, but it's going to be a simple experience that will create, I think, some profound transformation for the participants.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really excited about that.
I'm excited too. So excited. So yeah, Blue Zone, Blue Spirit. Let's talk about Costa Rica and Blue Spirit. And when we first started talking about this a while back, I know Amy, you mentioned you wanted to go someplace far away, right? You had a big bucket list, and we kind of did narrow it down to Costa Rica. But when we stumbled upon Blue Spirit, can you just kind of share what drew you into this location and this destination? Because we did look at and consider several locations and places.
Yeah. So I'm grateful to Des, by the way, because Des is, being in her presence, I just feel very zen in Des's, presence. We've kicked around this idea. My theme for this year was play bigger. And I thought, what's a play bigger moment? Let's go. Des and I got our meditation certifications around the same time. And we're like, let's just do it. Let's pull the trigger. Let's do something scary. And we threw around some ideas, and Costa Rica landed, and we stumbled upon Blue Spirit. Sarah, thank the Lord that we found Sarah, and she's amazing at what she does. You just knew the minute you saw it. For me, it was a knowing of, I was blown away with the first two pictures that I saw. The first two pictures, I was thinking, I want to be a participant here. And so the fact that we get to facilitate is even better. It's icing on the cake that we get to kind of, bring folks to this place. But it was a literal goosebump moment of, wow. And high demand location. I mean, just as picturesque as you can imagine. You have the lushness of Costa Rica, but you're on the water. And for me, I have to say my jaw dropped. And Des and I instantly were like, this is the place. Our location. Yeah. Everything from the fresh food that they bring in to just the facilities and how beautiful the facilities are. I mean, I can't wait to get there.
Yeah, it's a special, special place. There's and there, we'll talk about this later, but we have an online registration that people can visit where so much information will be at their fingertips. There's a video on there. Every time I watch the video, it's like I can't wait to, you just want to be there. You just want to be there. And I think the essence of your program will be so beautiful too, because you will both be able to filter in your specialties and bring in yoga and meditation. And it's open to non-practicing yogi. If you're not a yoga practitioner or have never practiced meditation, it's open. You don't have to be this certified meditation. You don't have to have ever practiced anything. And so that's the beauty of it as well. It obviously will draw in people who do have a practice already and want to deepen it. but there are so many activities and so many. If you want to go there and completely zen out and hang out in a saltwater infinity pool all day, that will be available. If you're the adventurer who likes to explore and connect with nature, or get out on a surfboard, there are just so many activities that fit all activity levels and palettes. So that's the beautiful thing about this place. And in my research too of a blue zone, what is a blue zone? There are only 5 in the world, and I think that's pretty spectacular when you think about how big our world is, right? Only 5, and this little tiny place where we're going is one of them. And I think that will just be such an energy felt when you arrive there. And a blue zone, by definition, is there's research out there where it's people just live longer than average, and it's because of what they do on a daily basis, the food they put into their body, the practices they do on a daily basis, the sustainability they have in their environment. So we'll get to experience, and all the participants will get to experience what it really means to be earth friendly in this destination, from everything you do. The water source, the food you eat, the lights that flicker on and off. It'll be pretty amazing. Costa Rica is really high on the charts for teaching our world about what it means to live in a green, sustainable environment.
Yeah.
So, okay, moving on to the next. Let's see, what sort of things, we talked a little bit about this, but anything else that the participants will get to experience during their week-long stay at Blue Spirit?
You want me to jump in for that, Amy?
Yeah, go for it.
And I think you spoke to it well, Sarah. The cool thing is we will have there will be opportunity for those that want to meditate or learn to meditate to do that, or not. There will be the opportunity for those that want to do yoga or don't want to do yoga. I think the cool thing is we're creating space for people to say yes to what feels right for them during that week. We'll also, I'm really excited because Amy teaches some really cool processes that I know make a really big impact. I'm excited to be a participant of that. And we've talked a lot about narrowing down what are our favorite things that we have seen made an impact in our clients' lives and in our lives, and distilling it down so that people have the opportunity to have those experiences in a place that's already really ripe for a lot of personal transformation, just based upon the beauty, the energy of the space, others who've been there, the energy that they've brought to that place, the alignment of the food, and then the activities. You can choose activities that are going to be pure fun. You can choose activities that will stretch you outside your comfort zone. You can choose activities maybe that you've done before but never have done in Costa Rica. So I think that there's something for everyone. And if you decide that, hey, I'm running hard, I'm kind of feeling the whole burnout thing, and you just want to go and chill, that's available too. So I just like that we have, there's lots of options.
Yes. I think, one of the commonalities with high vibe women is that, Amy, you spoke to this in the beginning, high achievers, high performing, juggling so many things in life and in work. And so can you help describe for the people listening, for the woman listening, who are you? Who am I if I'm booking this retreat?
I think it's all over the gamut. And I like that we put it out there saying, look, you don't need to have to know how to meditate or do yoga, right? This isn't, heck, Des gave me my first yoga lesson 2 weeks ago, and we're co-partnering in this retreat. So I'm going to say hey, I'll be the person falling over in downward dog. I think this is a woman who number one, maybe they're longing for developing their tribe. That's why we were very conscious about putting the word tribe in there, of saying there's more of us out there of who are like, man, you know, we're abundant and we're looking to grow and figure life out, and we want to help each other. And so there's space for this. And I'm excited to bring together a collective of women who are looking to raise their own consciousness, and just provide that space for them to connect with one another. And so I think it could be somebody who is an executive or, you know, high achiever, but it could also be somebody who's just saying, you know what, I'm looking to make some shifts. I'm looking to get to know me a little bit better. I'm looking to de-stress. I'm looking to develop that community or that tribe. I think it's for a woman who's just longing for something more, you know what I mean? More than the achievement or more than the status, or that's where I feel like we can have a lot of fun and really do a lot of good with one another. For the ones who are just saying, man, how do I just get deeper to the core of me?
Yes, I love that. Des, do you want to add anything to that?
Wow, I think Amy said it really well. I mean, I there's something very profound about one, having a community of, you know, like-minded people, and there's something profound about having this type of an experience together. You know, it's not every day that you're in this, you know, blue zone in Costa Rica. I had the experience of years ago I went to a surf camp in Mexico, and it was a game changer. And you talked about, you know, the goosebumps that you got looking at the pictures. I had the goosebumps looking at the pictures going to that camp, and same thing with Blue Spirit in Costa Rica. So I know we're on track. Yeah. But I love that so much. I went back twice, and many of the people who I had the experience with, first time was over 10 years ago, I'm still connected with. And, you know, they live in different parts of the world. And the thing that I'll mention, I went on that retreat alone. And I think that I remember saying to the retreat coordinator, I'm like, I would come, but I'd have to come alone. And she's like, well, 80-90% of the women who come alone. Mm-hmm. And I was like, really? And I did. And I'm so glad I did, because I made 15 friends. So I think that's another thing is, you know, great. If you have someone that a friend you're going to come with, great. But if you're also thinking, hey, I'd love to go, but I'd have to go alone, just know that you'll find your tribe.
Yeah, I think that's a good point of how often do we talk ourselves out of something because it feels uncomfortable and because it's unfamiliar, but that's where we grow. We grow in the discomfort, we grow in the unfamiliar. And so for those watching this, the great point of Des making, if you're thinking, I'd like to go, but who would I room with? I don't know if I know these folks very well. That's almost a, you know, that's a fun opportunity to play bigger and say, man, how can I get outside of my comfort zone and learn something about myself that I didn't know before I went on this trip?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was just having a conversation with someone who was inquiring about the retreat last night. And, you know, she was asking, you know, she was the same conversation. Well, I don't know if I'd want to come with anybody, and, you know, could I come alone? And really, you know, a couple things just from, you know, my position of helping coordinate the logistics of the trip and really making this easy for everyone involved, for Amy and Des, who are the retreat leaders and there to do their job and really just be present with every participant. And then I'm, you know, behind the scenes handling the things you will hopefully never know about that don't go as planned when you're traveling, right? But, you know, just to really, this is also for the woman who appreciates someone taking care of all the plans and arranging everything in advance for you. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to keep you at ease. I'm here to help put out the fires when there's a flight delay or something doesn't go as planned, and make sure everybody is safe and okay and everything gets, you know, done as needed. And, you know, back to the roommate thing, if you are out there and you're thinking, oh, you know, maybe I I would like to room with someone, I can help pair people up. So I just had an inquiry last night about that. If you are interested, we have other people that have inquired, and we're happy to help pair you up with another roommate. And I do an e-introduction to you. You can kind of get to know one another. And then if you prefer to room on your own, I know I've done retreats on my own, and I like my own space and alone time. You just have to pay a little bit more for it, right? It comes with a price tag since you're not sharing a room and splitting that cost with another person. So that kind of leads us to, how do you book? What's it cost? And do you guys want me to talk about that as far as the pricing and how to book, or?
Yeah, roll with it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we have 4 room categories. There are more than 4 room categories, but I like the easy button, and I know Des and Amy said, hey, let's get the ones with air conditioning. So we chose the 4 room categories that all have air conditioning because it's toasty in Costa Rica. It is hot. But online on the registration, there are really good descriptions of each room category and the views they offer and the type of accommodations that you'll receive. So there are different price points, and 4 categories that pricing ranges from $25.99 to $28.99, and that's for the ocean view. And then we've got limited space in each category because we are keeping this a smaller, more intimate retreat. So we have limited, space in each category. So if you go online and something's not working or you see it's sold out, please get a hold of me. There's a way to email me. I'm happy to always make any requests to see and accommodate you if something's not looking right on the website there. So and then let's see, we have the early bird discount. So that's coming up. Our discount ends October 15th. After the 15th, prices will increase. So if you've been thinking about it, I know August seems far away, but the sooner we can get everybody booked, the sooner you can book your airfare. And as a former airline employee, I can tell you the further out you book, the better price you get. So, and I'm here to help everybody get through all these processes. So let's see, I think really that's all I've got right now. Gals, anything else you want to add?
I think just, if you're curious about it, reach out to us and ask questions. And, I think as a working mom, the guilt sometimes kicks in when you're going to go do something for yourself, because we start to think like, oh, it's a waste of my kids. It's right around back to school time. There is that. But I think to just say, but what if I do this for myself? How am I going to come back and be different for all of those people that have high demands for me, for my spouse, for my children, for my work, or for even if you have no children? Just, how could making a big leap, even if it's scary because it's new and it's, you don't know what to expect, what's on the other side of that? That's what I want to encourage people who are thinking about this to do. And hey, if it doesn't work out for you, maybe share it with a friend who could really find this experience very helpful and meaningful in their own life.
Absolutely. I just thought about this too, Amy. I do have a son. I know you've got 2 boys, and for those of you that don't have kids, that maybe know people with kids, go back about a month and a half, went right before school started and it's back to school time, and you're trying to get everything together and supplies and lists, and so this retreat literally happens like a week after kids go back to school. So it's almost like perfect time to like get the kids settled, get everybody happy, and then hey, it's time for mama to have a little.
Put on my oxygen mask.
That's right. So yeah, we talked about that too on the timing, because this location and retreat center is in very high demand. So we really had to work in a very narrow set of dates, and we wanted to make sure everyone could enjoy summertime with their families. So yeah, we're here to help, and I can't tell you how much fun this is going to be as well. Des and Amy are just fun to be around, just in working with them one-on-one. We're having a good time. So anyway, we're here to help and answer any questions. Please reach out to me at any time whatsoever. I'll post the web link so that people can see where to go. Again, that registration, the videos, the pictures, tell all, right? So just check that out, and then feel free to ask any questions if we can help at all.
Great. Thank you so much, Sarah, for arranging this.
You're welcome. We'll have to do another one here after a while and talk about more goodies as we go along. And for those that are signing up and participating, we'll maybe do more calls, once we have our tribe kind of really all coming together and we get closer in, and we're going to talk about, more details of what's really going on. So
Excited.
awesome. Everybody have a great Thursday.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
All right. Take care. Hi, Vibers.
Bye.